When you can't make it to City Hall or the school board meetings, local journalists from Duluth News-Tribune will be there to report the facts and get your questions answered. Local news works for you. Stay up to date at DuluthNewsTribune.com.
Hello, Northlanders. It's Friday, August 2nd. I'm Wyatt Buckner, the Duluth News-Tribune Minute, presented by Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union.
The average MPECU member saves over $785 a year in better rates and lower fees. And with MPECU, every ATM is your ATM. With their free checking program, you get ATM fee reimbursements at any ATM anywhere in the U.S. Check out Minnesota Power Employees Credit Union's services online at mpecu.com or visit their offices in downtown Duluth, Arrowhead Road, or Miller Trunk Highway.
It's Friday, and if you're looking for some fun things to do this weekend, Duluth News-Tribune arts and entertainment reporter Jay Gabler has some options in this week's Best Bets.
City on the Hill Music Festival and Spirit Valley Days are taking place this weekend in Duluth. Here are a couple more things to keep in mind for the weekend and into next week. Did you know the iron-stained Lake Superior agate is Minnesota's official gemstone? It seems a little humble compared to state gemstones like the diamond in Arkansas or the freshwater pearl in Kentucky or the emerald in North Carolina, but it's a little more impressive when you think about the fact that our local agates in Lake Superior are about 1 billion years old. Literally, that's how old these agates are. Today, Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday, the Duluth Makerspace and Ursa Minor Brewing are joining forces to host the annual Gitchigumi Agate Fest. There will be an agate show, a maker's market, a kids' rock dig, and even a game of Stump the Geologist. Since all activities are taking place at Ursa Minor's taproom, of course, there must be a special Agate Hunter beer, an Imperial Boysenberry Cherry Lactose Sour Ale. I have tried it, and it is not a beer that you soon forget. Also this weekend, the Old Time Fiddle Contest. Minnesota's state contest is returning to the Northland. It's taking place tomorrow, Saturday, at Merritt School in Mountain Iron, the 42nd annual Minnesota State Old Time Fiddle Championship. So if you want to see some really impressive fiddling, Mountain Iron tomorrow. One thing to mention coming up next week, Barbie, a cultural icon. That is the name of an exhibit, a touring exhibit coming to the deck. It traces the brand's 65-year history with hundreds of vintage toys. So whatever was your era of Barbies, they will be represented in this exhibit, as well as displays including human-sized Barbie boxes and a mirror pink Corvette convertible. Of course, there will be photo ops. That exhibit opens Tuesday, August 6th at Duluth's own Mojo Dojo Convention Center, the Deck. Those are just a few things coming up this week in the Northland. For more information on these and other best bets, check out DuluthNewsTribune.com. I'm Jay Gabler.
Now here's a look at today's headlines. The new Garrick, best known to many locals as the Pineapple Building, could face a new future as a mixed-use apartment building. The Duluth Economic Development Authority recently approved the purchase of the pineapple-adorned building at 128 West 1st Street and the long-shuttered Shoppers Auto Park ramp at 18 North 2nd Avenue West in a $545,000 transaction expected to close later this month. The condemned parking ramp has been a magnet for squatters and graffiti artists for years, and the pending acquisition should set the stage for its demolition before winter, said Chad Ronchetti, director of Duluth's Planning and Economic Development Division. He explained that removing the ramp could lead to the collapse of the Garrick without additional supports, and some had suspected the parking structure's removal would lead to the Garrick's demise. Several former tenants were evicted last year given the uncertainty of the property's future. Ronchetti foresees a new life for the Garrick following a demolition and stabilization project expected to cost around $1.67 million, on top of the purchase price for the properties. He explained that the dilapidated parking ramp contributes to urban blight in the neighborhood and also poses a public safety threat due to its poor condition and frequent break-ins. Built in 1922, the Garrick is considered a contributing structure to the downtown historic district. Ronchetti said city staff received a positive response from area developers regarding their interest in a restabilized Garrick and the adjacent empty lot that would be left following the removal of the parking ramp. The Garrick could accommodate at least 11 affordable housing units, including one well-suited for people with disabilities, as well as offering commercial business space opportunities at street level, according to Ron Chetty. He said the ramp site could conceivably accommodate up to 200 housing units. A small chunk of Minnesota's north shore of Lake Superior is being set aside to protect rare ecological and geological features unique to one portion of the Big Lake's rocky coast. The new Icelandite Coastal Fen Scientific and Natural Area includes 25 acres, nearly 4,000 feet of Lake Superior shoreline in Cook County, about 11 miles east of Grand Marais along Minnesota Highway 61. It's one of the only actual fen sites along the North Shore. Fens are grassy or shrubby wetlands fed by slow-moving groundwater with a buildup of peat. Because of the extreme rarity of this wetland type along Lake Superior, the site was deemed a high priority for protection. The newly designated SNA also contains a tamarack alder swamp, a small spruce fir woodland, and about 3/4 of a mile of shoreline and cobble beach. It's also one of the few places in the region where rock enthusiasts can see Icelandite above the surface. A noted Duluth geologist, John Green, professor emeritus at the University of Minnesota Duluth, said the Icelandite bedrock at the site is a volcanic lava rock. Icelandite is a lighter gray than the dark basalt that is more abundant on the North Shore. While both types of rock formed about 1.1 billion years ago, Icelandite at the surface is relatively rare, especially in the Midwest. Minnesota now has more than 166 scientific and natural areas across the state, representing unique natural resources and ecological features. SNAs protect the best of Minnesota's remaining rare species, like native prairies, old-growth forests, geological features, and other exceptional aspects of the state's natural heritage. Now here is a look at your forecast brought to the News Tribune's Northlandia podcast.
Happy Friday, here's the forecast for the Duluth area. The dry and warm weather continues today and tomorrow with plenty of sunshine thanks to high pressure. Highs this afternoon look to reach the mid to upper 80s. We stay dry and quiet tonight with lows cooling to the lower to mid 60s. Saturday looks to be a rinse and repeat of Friday, with the only caveat being a chance for thunderstorms returning Saturday night. A few chances for on and off showers and thunder showers linger through the rest of the weekend into next week, but the bigger headline will be the cool down. High temperatures return to the 70s. I'm Storm Tracker and meteorologist Robert Daly.
Thank you to the Northlandia podcast for their support. The bi-weekly podcast explores curious and unique stories here in the Northland. The latest episode explores an Evelyn artist who sent his work to Eleanor Roosevelt. You can find that episode and others at DuluthNewsTribune.com or wherever you also get this podcast. Reporting for today's episode was done by Peter Passy, John Myers, Terry Caddo, and Jay Gabler. Thank you for listening to Duluth News Tribune Minute. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.